If you can hear me, kindly indicate in the comments that you can hear. All right. I can see a few of us: Danfa, Ibrahim, Rabia, Haske, Farouk, Tanimo. Good morning. Abdul Salam, Odinfa. Yeah, Charles, Jubril, Shamsu. I can see all of you. If you can hear me, kindly indicate that you can hear. Our slide will be coming up soon. But I believe you all already have the slide. It's in our Google Drive. You should have the slide. It's in our Google Drive already. So if you go to Google Drive, you'll be able to get the slide from there. We shared it last week, so it's the same thing. So what we did was we just dropped the entire slide from Module 1 to Module 4. That is for blockchain compliance, policy, and regulation. Confirm that you have it. Confirm that you have it. And you can access it from there. So that's what we'll be using. We are done with Module 1. Thank you, Jibril. Thank you, Haske. Or is it Hask? How is that pronounced? Okay, excellent. Thank you. So we're going to be proceeding pretty soon. Also, today we have our assessment, our second assessment tests. We have it today. So we're going to be running pretty fast today. We're going to be running pretty fast today so that we can finish up in good time and go ahead with our assessment. Let me just bring it up. Where the courses, just a minute. Okay, it's coming up in a bit. All right, coming up in a bit. All right, so like I was saying, beautiful. So class does not look full today. Maybe the weather or something. Adeleke, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Please announce in the Telegram group that our second assessment test is today. Today is Friday, so it's going to open immediately after class. It is open. Then it will be open until Sunday night. It's available until Sunday night. Please, these instructions are very important because I know that in the course of our study today, a few people are going to come and say that they don't have the assessment link. We're going to share the link after class. After this class, we're going to share the link. But please note, the assessment portal is open from today up until Sunday night. Sunday night. Please, let's take note. It's open from today till Sunday night. Yes. And the other thing that is available to us, which we'll share, is the capstone project. Capstone project is going to start from this week, or let's say from next week, because Sunday is a new week. All right. So we will also share with you the access to the capstone project. We have grouped you all into about 28 groups. 28 groups of, say, 10 people per group. So you have about 10 people per group, 28 groups of about 10 people per group. So when we share the link of the capstone project document with you, you go there and you will see the list of your team members. You're about 10. So what we've done is, in your team, you have at least one programmer. That is why we asked you for that information. Yes, we asked you for that information when you were having your first quiz. If you are a programmer, and a few of you said yes, that you are programmers, and we have actually grouped you according to that. So if you're a programmer, you are going to be in one group. Some groups have more than one programmers. Some have two, some have three, as the case is. But essentially, you need a minimum of one programmer per group. Okay? So if you have one programmer, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You can work with that. As a matter of fact, if you have one programmer, that is even good for you. That's very good for you, because in some cases, we've seen that if you have more than one programmer, there may be conflict of interest, conflict of ideas. A particular programmer may say he prefers using one language, another one will say he prefers using another language. So if you have one programmer, that's fine for you, because whatever that language, whatever programming language the programmer is comfortable with, that is what you are going to use. But I will advise, because we have put you in groups, do well to collaborate. That's the essence of what we are doing. Do well to collaborate with one another. Work as a team. So we'll put you in a team of 10. In other words, you have more than enough minds. Put your heads together, work as a team, and come up with an outstanding project. You have the whole of August and at least the first 3 weeks of September, because the last week of September, we are going to be going through your project. Your deadline should be September 15th to 20th. September 20th is your deadline to submit your project, your capstone project. Now, it is not something difficult. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to go and start developing any code. What we want from you is like a deck, a dry run of the project, just an explanatory form of how your blockchain project will work. So you develop it in a way that you are coming to see or to meet with investors. You know, you're not going to be showing us the back end of the project. What you are showing us is the front end. Okay. You will know your group. All right. You have nothing to worry about. Stay till the end of the class. At the end of the class, we'll tell you how to identify your group. Okay. Stay till the end of the class. At the end of the class, this is already say 11:57. By 12:45 or 12:50, we are going to announce to you your different groups. Now, during the previous assessment, during the previous test, the first test you had, we discovered that majority of you did not put your email. You did not fill in your proper email. Some emails are blank. I can see them from here. Some fellow ID, your student IDs are blank. The two most important things we need are your fellow IDs, number one, and then your email. Why? Your fellow ID, that's your student ID, is the only way we can know your results. That's the only way we can know who you are. Then your email is the only way we can send you your results. So if your fellow ID is not correctly typed out, not correctly filled, you have missed that test, even if you scored 100%. Then if your email is missing, we cannot communicate to you. So even if you score 100%, you will not get the results. Now, what we have decided to do for you, because lots of you have been writing, we can't take that. That quiz, the 20% for that quiz, anybody that did not fill their details, they have missed it. This is an academic institution, and the first thing you must do is adhere to instructions. If you are going for a visa interview and you fill in a wrong international passport number, even they cannot even issue you visa. You will not be issued visa, even if you get all the questions correctly, even if you have the money to buy the ticket. So those are instructions you must keep. Okay. Charles says network issues. Well, we will have to investigate that, but this is what we've done for you. When we give you access to the grouping of your capstone projects, check this very well. Check it very well. For those of you whose emails are not there, go to LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. Jude Ozegbe. Follow me on LinkedIn. My name is showing on the screen. So Jude Ozinegbe. Okay. Follow me on LinkedIn. Just type your first name, last name, email, and student ID. That's what we need. First name, last name, email, and student ID. I would say you should send email to support group, but let me handle this directly for you. Please, that is all I need. Don't tell me that you missed a test. There's nothing I can do about that. First name, last name, email, and student ID. We have changed the timing for the test. You're going to see it when we share the link. We have changed the ID for the tests. Okay? And the timing, rather, we have changed the timing for the test. So we did not give 3 minutes per question anymore. We have given you a total of 90 minutes. And we have tested the test over and again. You can finish that test in 20 minutes. In fact, you can finish it in 15 minutes. Okay? You can finish it in 15 minutes. It's just 20 questions. And the pre-quiz questions, that is your identification, your name, email, phone number, is just 5. Now, for today's quiz, we don't need your state of origin. We don't need to know your occupation. We don't need to know whether you are working or not. We've gotten all those details. What we just need from you, the continuity, is your first and last name, your phone number, your email, and your student ID. Those are the recurring details you must fill for every test or exam you're going to be writing. The same thing we have done for your capstone projects. In your capstone project, we'll still talk more about it next week, but you are going to be seeing your groups today. Immediately after this class, we will share the link to you where you can find your capstone project grouping, your grouping. So you're going to see, you just search down, you'll find your name is in PDF. You can just use the search icon in your device, type your name and check. Your name will come up and you will see your group. We have 28 groups for now. For now, we have 28 groups. The reason we are saying for now, Umar, please be patient. Umar, be patient, because I know that some of you are investigators. We have some DSS people here that have already started doing investigations. So Umar, please be patient. Don't let the cat out of the bag. So when you see your name, we have put your WhatsApp numbers there. Please do not make reference to this group issue yet. Please, Aminu, don't make reference to it yet. Okay? When you see your names and you see your group is the last column, you see the phone numbers of the people in your group. Now come together and create a WhatsApp group for your project group so that you can communicate together. Create a WhatsApp group, call it Project Group 1 or Capstone Project Group 1, Capstone Project Group 2. Whatever group you belong to, that is how you should create your groups. Capstone Project Group 1, Capstone Project Group 2, and as the case may be. When you create your groups, choose your group leader. Choose your group leader. Maybe you want one programmer to be the group leader. If not, get somebody that will be your group leader that will be communicating with others. Then at the bottom of the document, you will see up to 20 project ideas. Feel free to choose any one of those project ideas. Feel free. Pick any one of those project ideas. We have NGO Marketplace. We have NGO Management. We have Marketplace. That's blockchain NGO management. Everything has to be on the blockchain anyways. We have Marketplace. We have event ticketing. Right, sorry, we have financial advisor, we have fake products identification, music, royalties, sport betting, supply chain, food supply chain, we have digital wheels, We have secure voting, that's e-voting, voting on the blockchain, certificate verification, real estate, decentralized storage, energy trading, health management, articles monetization, finance and remittance, contract award, crypto forensics, transportation. These are 20 project ideas that we have suggested. Feel free to pick from here or any other project that you feel is good enough. Don't limit yourself to these 20 projects. We have just given you an idea. You are free to pick any of these project ideas and work on it. You are also free to bring up any other project idea that you think is viable. It must not be this 20 or out of these 20, but it must be something viable. Okay? Now, more than one group, you know, you are 28, more than one group can work on the same project idea. So 3 or 4 groups can come and say that their project has to do with voting on the blockchain. When you submit it and we look at it, we will know which one is better. But we are going to be giving award to the 2 best projects. So this is highly competitive. Out of the 28 groups that we have for now, yes, Web3 education is also good. You can work on something like that. DINFA, you are giving out your project idea to the public. So you can go and work on it, but your group must agree. All of you in your group must agree. All right? If you missed the first tests and you are not in any group, if you miss the first test, that means you are not in any group. Go and follow me on LinkedIn. My email is full. Sometimes your email may even get lost. I have less traffic on my email, on my LinkedIn inbox. My LinkedIn email, I have less traffic. So go and follow me on LinkedIn and drop your first name, last name, your phone number, your email, and your fellow ID, your student ID. Just drop it like that. You can tell me that you missed your first test, or just mention that your information is not in the project group. I need your student ID, your fellow ID. If I don't see it, we cannot put you in any group. Now, for some of you as well, your emails are missing from this document. So if your email is not there, reach out and send your email. If your student ID is not there, reach out and send your student ID. Some of you, your student IDs are wrong. Some of you, your student IDs are not complete. Some just wrote only ideas. Ideas is not your student ID. It's ideas /24/5 or 6 digits, depending on the time you registered. So make sure you do that. All these are very important. If we don't have these details, you will miss out in the capstone project, and capstone project is the heaviest weight. Capstone project carries 40 points. So if you miss the capstone project, there's no way you can graduate from this program. There's no way. There's no magic. The capstone project is very important. That's why we are giving you 2 months. Even though we've not started the training on programming, you can come together and start working on the capstone project. Just have a project idea. Take 1 or 2 weeks to carry out research. Go to YouTube, check Google, check Twitter for different project ideas. Start discussing on it. Agree. You need to agree first. Agree on the project idea, all right? And brand the project. For instance, why am I saying brand the project? About 2 or 3 groups or more may be working on, let's say, real estate. Real estate is the project idea you're working on, but you can brand the project with a name. You can call it Dex Pro or Dex Exchange or Dex Estates or Final Housing. Those are different ways to brand your project. So you can say Final Housing or Best Apartment or something. So brand your projects so that it is not the same with what your other colleagues are doing. Come up with an idea that when people hear it, just as Facebook changed to Meta, when people hear it, people are curious, they want to know what it's about. WhatsApp is a branding of communication, instant messaging. Telegram is another instant messaging app, right? But it is branded as Telegram. Signal is another one. They all do the same thing, instant messaging. But can you see their brand names? So brand your project with a name. Then one of the things we are going to be looking at is your design. So branding, your brand name is part of your design. Okay? So brand your project and also come up with a catchy design. Whether it is the logo or the front page of your project, let your design be fine. Let every page of your project be attractive. Let it be catchy. That is your UI. Your user interface has to look very, very catchy. Okay? Then how you do your presentation at the end of the day is important. How you do your presentation. So you have to choose somebody that can speak well, maybe someone that is good at marketing, to present your project. Is a pitch. You are going to be submitting your project in form of PDF. So even if you use PowerPoint to design it, you convert it to PDF. That's what you'll be submitting. So you submit it in form of PDF. Your project should not be more than 15 to maximum 20 slides. 15 to maximum 20 slides, maximum. Because on the final presentation, you have only about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes maximum to do your pitch. So if your slide is too long, you will not get anywhere, because investors also do not have much time. They have lots of decisions to make. So make sure your presentation is very catchy. Make sure your design is very catchy. Don't use too much words. Use more of illustrations and pictures. So you tell us the problem your project is solving, tell us the market share, tell us all those necessary things that you need to put inside your project. Do your research. Next week, we'll talk more about it. I'm just giving you a general idea, and I want you to use this week, first of all, to group yourselves, create WhatsApp groups, all of you inside one group, your project group. Join that WhatsApp group, choose a leader. We did not choose any leader for you. Use your initiative to choose who you want your leader to be. Then, as you are doing your project presentation, we need to see the commercial value of that project. Because we have said we are going to give award to the 2 best projects out of the 28 groups. Maybe at the end of the day, it become 30 groups when we add others. But the 2 best projects, we are going to give award to the 2 best projects. Okay? So we need to know if those projects are commercially viable. Then the next thing is your technical presentation. Yes, Suleiman, the value that your project has, okay, that's the commercial viability of your project. All right. Okay, if you have issues with your LinkedIn, someone said they have issues with LinkedIn. If you have issues with your LinkedIn, try to reach me via email, but LinkedIn is the first I will respond to. I am on my LinkedIn more than I open my email. I check my LinkedIn more than I check my email. People are different. That's my personal choice. Okay. So technical implementation. How possible can that project be implemented technically? We are going to be checking all of that. So do well to follow these instructions, and you will not have much of an issue. So congratulations to the winners of the project in advance. It's going to be a very interesting time. So let's quickly move on to today's class. We have taken quite a while. So we'll be trying to understand the compliance challenges. We'll see opportunities for regulatory compliance, and we'll try to identify the inherent risk. The first one we'll be looking at today is AML, anti-money laundering, okay, in blockchain. We'll be looking at anti-money laundering blockchain. We'll also see anti-money laundering regulation in Nigeria and in the global space. In Nigeria, we had the CBN Act of 2017. I'm actually coming down here, and it speaks to financial transactions, okay? The Regulatory Act in Nigeria talks about a whole lot. From the top, if you can see my slide, we have the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Act, okay? That's EFCC. It talks about the anti-money laundering prosecutions, sharing of information. It also gives Central Bank of Nigeria power to deny licenses, okay, to different people. That act gives CBN the power to also freeze suspicious accounts. That is why this year we saw that some people's accounts were frozen. Some people's accounts were frozen this year because there is an act that empowers CBN to do that. So before people start complaining, go and check the relevant law. There are laws that empower the government to do what the government does. Okay? There's also the Money Laundering Act. There's a 2012 Terrorism Prevention Act. It's been amended. And there's a whole lot of others there. So you go and familiarize yourself with these. Google more on it, especially if you want to be a blockchain compliance officer, if you want to be a forensics expert, if you want to be an analyst, you need to know all this law. Now, if you're a lawyer, if you're coming from the legal space, this is one of the areas of blockchain you should focus on because it's going to help you. You'll be doing a lot on compliance. You'll be advising the government on policies. You'll be advising other organizations on policies. You also be advising clients on regulations. Very soon, lots of organizations will be coming into Nigeria and they want to know the blockchain laws in Nigeria. You can position yourself as a compliance expert and they will come to you. You will help them in looking at the relevant and the requisite laws in Nigeria. You can help them in making applications. You can guide them to know which documents they need to present and what not to present. You can be an agent. You can even grow yourself to become a blockchain compliance agency where countries or companies from other countries can be approaching you and you can be helping them to register and getting their licenses from CBN, from Securities and Exchange Commission, and the rest of that. And they will pay you for it. All right. The Financial Action Task Force is another globally recognized body, an international intergovernment body that sets standards to help countries develop and update their laws to fight against money laundering and the rest, counter-terrorism. The fact includes about 39 members in over 37 countries all over the world. They have members in Europe, in US, and other places. So at a time, Nigeria was in the fact gray list. We are still, I think we're even still there a bit. We are working Excellent. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me, please? Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had network issues. I just got cut off. Admin, please, can you allow me control the slide? Thank you. Allow me control the slide. Thank you. All right. Okay, can you see me now? I'm back. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, we just want to get back to where we left off. Going back to where we left off, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, yes, so we are back. So we're talking about anti-money laundering regulations globally. Beautiful. Okay, so we've come to KYC. Good. So this is where we left off. I hope you heard me, but let me just come back. So we started from KYC before network got us out. So KYC is know your customer. It is very important. Paxful, for instance, is having issues with this. This is one of the reasons many other exchanges are leaving Nigeria, because the Nigerian government have asked them for these details, but sadly, many of these companies were not collecting some of this information from their users. When you go to a jurisdiction to do business, you must abide by the rules of the land. And KYC, know your customer, is one of the things that business operators need to get from their users. So when you are designing a project, you must consider KYC. You must know your customer, you must collect their details, except you're operating a private blockchain, which is a different approach, or you are operating a decentralized blockchain, which is also a different approach, and their provisions are different. But if you are operating a public blockchain where you want transactions to be transparent, you need to get this, because the day the law comes, the day government comes to you, you must show that your hands are clean. If you don't have proof to show that your hands are clean, you can be charged for anything. You don't want to build a solution that will be used for counter-terrorism. You don't want to be for terrorism, rather. You don't want to build a solution that will be used for terrorist funding, for drugs peddling, for illicit arms. You don't want your solution, you don't want your blockchain or your company to be used for such. So KYC is very crucial in maintaining the integrity and security of your network. Some of the things that KYC will do for you is it will increase your efficiency, both from the user side and from investor side, also with government. You'll be able to meet up with regulatory compliance. It is important. You cannot avoid it. It builds trust, so your customers will trust your platform. I think 2 years ago, at one of our events, we gave an award to a Nigerian crypto exchange. Why? Their platform is strong on KYC. So when our team looked at it, we say, yes, this is an exchange that needs to be encouraged. So we gave them an award for being strong on KYC and also on security. All right. It also strengthens the stability of the market. When people know that an exchange is secure in terms of scrutiny they've put, people cannot come and hide there to do illicit transactions. It strengthens the market, and we need to strengthen the Nigerian market. The reason why we are hearing this today, CBN says this about crypto, tomorrow EFCC says that, next tomorrow Nigerian police says this, the next day Security and Exchange Commission says that, is because our markets have not been strengthened. And it is your job to strengthen the market. So with your capstone project, show all of these things. Show the market viability, show the security, show that you are pro KYC and pro AML. It will fetch you some points, apart from the commercial viability of your project, okay? It reduces the risk of money laundering. Money laundering is a big issue in Nigeria and in the world, because if you send money out of Nigeria, you know, that means that Nigeria is not the only location that money laundering occurred. The recipient country is also culpable. If you receive money laundering from outside of Nigeria, the sending country is culpable, and Nigeria, that is the receiving country, is also culpable. I'm saying Nigeria because the perpetrators are within Nigeria. So can we use KYC to flush the bad actors out and keep our country clean, so that we can attract more investors, so that our projects can be trusted? It is very important. So some international best practices, and that has to do with compliance, strong security measures, adherence to regulatory frameworks. Look at all these things: decentralized consensus mechanism, smart contracts. You review your smart contract. If you build your project and you need people to audit your smart contract, you can reach out to us to audit your smart contract. You can also reach out to us to test it. So we have a team that can do penetration testing. We will hack your project for you. If we break it, fine. If we don't break it, fine. We'll give you a report. So another thing you need to look at is the anti-money laundering and KYC in crypto companies. So we are looking at a case study, Binance versus Security and Exchange Commission. We saw it both in the US and in Nigeria. It was a big issue. It is still going. It is still ongoing. Binance executive is still in confinement. The debate is going, conversations are ongoing, but things like this can be avoided if you follow regulatory and compliance requirements from day one. There are also other considerations. Coinbase had issue in 2023. Malaysia Development Bar scandals logo was involved. The Dance Bank AML scandal was also involved. So go and read about all these issues and see how your organization can avoid them. Okay? Let's see implementation. So risk mitigation. If you implement AML, anti-money laundering, and KYC, it will help to reduce the risk associated with your business and your customer. Okay? The likelihood of engaging in transactions with individuals that are illegal will be reduced, especially if your platform is providing P2P. When you are providing P2P transactions, AML and KYC is very important. Imagine a newbie coming to a platform and the person pays money to someone's bank account and that person does not get crypto, or the person has released the crypto and now discovered that the alert they received was fake alerts. It is your duty as a platform provider to make sure your users are safe. Okay? One of the impacts is regulatory compliance. So if you're on the good side of the law, your business can go anywhere. It is one of the reasons why we have brought this training to you. So it's not just about knowing how to code. It's not just about knowing how to create a token or a coin. It's not just about knowing how to market it. Are you compliant? If you're not compliant, if you raise $1 million, that business will be shut down. Prevention of financial crime. You are not the one that did the financial crime, but you created an avenue for criminals to come and use. So you aid and abetted criminality. The same weight of the law that falls on the criminal if and when caught, because in crypto, they will eventually be caught. We have forensics in place. They will eventually be caught. The same measure of the law, the full weight of the law that goes to a criminal, is the same weight of the law that will come to you if it is your platform that was used to aid and abet criminality. So it is very, very crucial to ensure that you put KYC in place and you prevent financial crime, you prevent money laundering, you prevent terrorism. If your platform is used for terrorism and it led to the loss of lives and properties, if the government traces it to you, you are gone. So in your capstone project, nominate somebody that will be the CEO. Okay, give yourself titles. You can have, all of you can actually be co-founders. Co-founder 1, co-founder 2, pardon me, because nobody wants to be less. So you can all be co-founders, but also give us a CTO. So you can have CTO 1, CTO 2, your chief technology officer. Also give a CMO, a chief marketing officer. The reason why we are doing this is your capstone project can become an actual business tomorrow. Your capstone project can actually become a company tomorrow. So don't just look at it as a project that you came to do at Base University ideas projects or ideas program. It can become a big business tomorrow. So take it seriously. All right. Maintaining good reputation is something else that will impact your business positively if you establish good KYC. Your business is transparent, you are following ethical practices, you are within the good side of compliance and regulations, you don't have any fear. Many people cannot walk into government offices. Many people when I say many people, those in the blockchain and crypto space, but a few of us can walk into any government office, EFCC, SEC, DSS. I can walk into anywhere in Nigeria and walk out freely by the grace of God. I can walk into anywhere in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. I can walk into any police station. I can walk into any government office and I will walk out freely because I operate ethically. And that is how everybody should be. As a Nigerian, you should have integrity and honesty. Anywhere you should be able to go. And because you have taken this project, this class, because you have passed through this class, you will not be involved in anything shady again, because a change has come to you by virtue of going through this program. Anything you were doing in the dark has stopped. It has stopped. So going forward, you begin to do the right things so that Nigeria can export our project to the world. We should not just be consumers alone. We should be, what is it called? Prosumers. So you produce and you consume. So we should be prosumers, those that produce what they consume. So you produce it, you consume it, and you can also what? Export it. Okay? AML and KYC can also help to combat financial terrorism. We've talked about this before, and building customer trust. So we are done with module 2. Let's see if we can quickly touch module 3. We are running out of time, but we can still do 15 more minutes. So privacy and security in blockchain compliance. Data protection privacy is very important. We have the Global Data Protection Regulation. It is an international body from the European Union that helps to look at data protection. If you are collecting people's details, email, phone number, name, date of birth, and all of that, just as we've done for this capstone project, we must not use it for advertisement or third parties. Now, the details we've collected from you is for base university and for blockchain basis. That is what we use it for. We'll be going against the international GDPR provisions if we start using it for other purposes without authorized access. So if you are creating an environment for people to come and use, you must follow the provisions of GDPR at international level. Okay? It enhances individual rights, it increases data security standard, it enhances the individual right, like I said. You require the consent of the people that you are collecting this information from. So we will not just go anywhere in Nigeria and start telling them to give us their names, their emails, their phone numbers. No. We ask you for this information because you came for this program. So we need to ask you for your consent before you give us. And the consent must be freely given. You cannot go and force people to collect their data. That's against the GDPR provisions, okay? Then you must protect your network, your project, from data breaches. And if there's a data breach, it is a requirement by GDPR that you must report it. You must report the data breach. Now, this will take us a bit into cybersecurity reporting. So if you are doing GRC, cybersecurity governance, risk and compliance, there's an aspect of reporting that you have to do. So you must have a cybersecurity policy in place that speaks to reporting breaches. A breach is when an authorized person has access, or someone has unauthorized access to your network and they were able to take something. An incident is also something like that, okay? But not an attempt. But even if an attempt happened, they attempted to hit your network, but they did not successfully hit your network, you still need to report it so that things can be put in place to prevent it. You must be accountable. Don't say it's my company, it's my business, I will not tell anybody. Hello, sir. Hello, ma. The moment you start collecting details from people, name, email, phone number, date of birth, house address, it is no more your business. It is no more your company. It is now public property. So the government can come to audit your business any day, anytime. So you need to keep records so that at the touch of a button, you can give them the information. All right? Very important. You need to have data protection officer. You also need to have data compliance officer in your organization. If your organization needs one, you can reach out to me. By God's grace, I trained the first cohort of cybersecurity end users or practitioners in Abuja for the 3MTT program that's sponsored by the Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, and also co-sponsored by NITSDA. So we have many data compliance officers there. So if your organization needs a data compliance officer, reach out to me and I will connect you with our team, and they will pair you with one that can help you. They will help you with some of these things. You don't need to do everything by yourself. Global reach and extraterritoriality. So if you are within the GDPR provisions, you can freely go anywhere within the European member states and do your business. You will not have any problem because the laws are the same. All right. Then there are compliance penalties. Imagine up to 20 million naira turnover, there's a 40% compliance or a penalty that has to be paid if GDPR imposes that fine on you. 4% is huge. Okay, so please follow it and see how you can be in the right side of the law. So let's consider some privacy concerns. Okay, some privacy considerations in blockchain. Privacy is important in blockchain because it's not everything that you put out to the public. Yes, we know that there's transparency, but privacy is also important. You don't want your medical records, for instance, to be seen by everybody. You don't want some aspect of your life to be seen by everybody. So if a hospital has provisioned a blockchain service and people are coming to the hospital, or a lab, people are going to that lab to do medical tests, as much as they give transparency, they also need to consider privacy. So it is not everything that will be put there. Those kind of blockchains have to be a combination of both permission and permissionless. All right. You need to also consider security and everything that the blockchain provides. Let's look at pseudo-anonymity and anonymity. What are these? So blockchain transactions are often pseudonymous. How are they pseudonymous? That is, it is a bit anonymous. So your transactions are hidden in a way by cryptographic addresses instead of your real identity. That way, your identity can be protected from hackers, and it is cryptographic function that is used to do that. Okay, because you need to stay safe when you are online. However, while you are trying to stay safe, you cannot hide your transactions completely, because those transactions can still be traced back to the individuals. Okay, it's a zero trust mechanism. Then data minimization. To enhance privacy, blockchain applications should adhere to the principles of data minimization by limiting the amount of personal information that are stored on the blockchain. Only the essentials are needed. You don't need to know how many children I have. You don't need to know how many people I've dated. You don't need to know if I'm owing someone money. You don't need to know who did not greet me this morning for me to come and transact on your blockchain. So information that are not critical should not be there. Capture only what is critical, especially if you end up becoming a provider of services on the blockchain. Do you need confidentiality of off-chain data? Some of the data that are not on-chain. What is on-chain and off-chain? On-chain are transactions or data that you have on the network, on the blockchain network. What is happening online? Off-chain are those information that are offline, that can happen outside of the blockchain network, that are not readily on the internet or on your server. Okay, some P2P transactions can happen off-chain, and off-chain can also be called off-ramp. Okay, on-chain can also be called on-ramp. So it's not every information you need on-ramp or on-chain or online or in the network. Some of those information that are not readily on the network, on-chain or on-ramp, you also need to secure them. Those that are not live in production, you need to secure them. You don't want a situation where some information that you do not put out for the public to see, some of your staff or a disgruntled contractor can have access to it and use it against you. You must protect all of that. Okay, then you need to also consider zero knowledge proof. These are cryptographic techniques that allow parties to prove the viability or validity of a transaction or of a statement without revealing the information. So if I receive money from somebody, how does the wallet or the exchange show me that that person has sent money to me, right? And how does that person show me the proof that that money has actually been sent to me without revealing their full identity? Okay, ZKP provides that. These are cryptographic techniques. You will not see them on the surface. They are mathematical programming that show that a transaction actually happened without revealing all the details of the people involved in the transactions. But there are deeper aspects to this. Okay, then privacy enhancing techniques are also important. Check all of these while you're also checking the regulatory compliance. Last week we talked about the NDPR, the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation. That's why we are not repeating it this week. All right, so we look at, excuse me just a bit. Just a minute, please. My slide is... So user consent and control is important too. Before you collect information from anyone, get their consent. Sorry, my slide is flickering. Okay. Get consent before you collect anyone's information. And when you get their information, use it wisely. Don't just use people's information without following the rules and guidelines of data protection, or else you can be sued. We know that at one time, Meta, which is Facebook, they were not really sued, but they were summoned, right? They were summoned because they used people's data in a way that people were not happy. Google have also been accused at the time for using people's data without their consent, you know. So if you are providing any service for the public, please make sure you use people's data well. What are the cybersecurity challenges in blockchain space? Smart contracts. Number one, many smart contracts are buggy. There are fake smart contracts out there. There are smart contracts that have errors. There are smart contracts that do not meet some security regulation or security expectation. There are smart contracts that have vulnerabilities that can be exploited by hackers. So when you build a smart contract, subject your smart contract to auditing. Don't say, oh, I am a developer, I've been developing for years, I'm a programmer, I've been programming for years. Even the best networks can be hacked, in inverted comma, because the hackers, the nefarious actors, don't sleep. So they will keep trying it and trying it and trying it, looking for a loophole, looking for a vulnerability. In cybersecurity, we don't just sleep. No. You must have monitoring in place. You must have reporting in place. So there is monitoring, there's detection, there's reporting, there's prevention. So in your triage, you must monitor. When you monitor, you must be able to detect. When you detect, you must be able to prevent. When you prevent, you must be able to report. So nobody can operate in isolation. The moment you bring your business to the public, you cannot operate in isolation anymore. So you must secure what you are doing. You must also secure your consensus. That's why we move from proof of work to proof of stake, which is a better form of consensus algorithm. You must understand the strengths and weaknesses of the different algorithms. We also have the dedicated proof of stake, the DPoS. So every day there are improvements. There are other proof of stakes or other consensus mechanisms, but I always give you the common ones because you are still at the beginner's level. What of your network security? Because there is the distributed denial of service. Your network must be secure. What protocol are you building on? If you are building a project, make sure you are building on a protocol that is secure. Your firewall in your organization must be secure. You must have intrusion detection and prevention. For those that have taken my cybersecurity class before, because I don't know if there's anybody here that has taken any of my cybersecurity class, we dealt with this extensively. So if you are building a blockchain project, cybersecurity is a major concern because they will come for your project. Don't think, oh, because you are good, everybody will say, oh, he's a good guy, let's leave him. No, they will come for your project. So get ready and keep your project what? Secure. So we've talked about privacy and confidentiality. You must put all of that in place. You must have secure cryptography in place. Your programming protocol must be secure. Okay? Secure cryptography, we talked about all of that. Secure key management. So your storage keys, you must keep them safe. You should be able to use multi-sig wallets. Also, as part of your capstone project, it's not among the things that we put there, but you can decide to work on a multi-sig wallet. We don't have many of them. The few of them we have, you can improve on them. You can do something that is in existence and make a better version of it, or you can create something that is completely new. But the truth is, there's nothing that is absolutely completely new in this life. Nothing. Everything you are seeing in this life is an improvement of something that is already existing somewhere. Okay, so I was trying to bring up one multi-sig. I was trying to mention one particular multi-sig wallet that is quite good. There are many of them anyway, but you can go and Google and research on multi-sig wallet. I'm not going to be advertising anyone. Apart from hardware wallet, apart from hardware wallet, there are some software multi-sig wallet. There are many of them. There are actually many of them. Okay, so you can also make that maybe a capstone project. It can work. Also look into the regulatory compliance. It is very important for your cybersecurity posture. Okay. All right. So what's the definition of privacy? Privacy in blockchain. This refers to the ability to keep certain transactions and transaction details confidential while maintaining transparency of the overall system. Okay. Public blockchain, we've talked about it. Private blockchain, we've talked about it. Go and review your knowledge on it again and see how you can implement privacy on a public blockchain and a private blockchain. Okay. A private blockchain is strongest on privacy, but check between privacy, transparency, speed, and efficiency, even cost. Which of them is better for what you want to build? Okay. There are challenges that have to do with privacy, data transparency, and privacy. So you want to give privacy. What about transparency? Because people want transparency in their blockchain as well. Can you give both transparency and privacy? It is up to you. Can you give pseudonymity and anonymity? Can people have a way that they can confirm or verify transactions without giving out their identity? Okay. Is there a way you can do that? You need to check. Also check regulatory compliance. The environment where you want to work, where you want to do your business, does it allow for privacy? Does it allow for anonymity? There are some countries in the world that you can go and do your business anonymously and you don't have any problem. There are some countries in the world that will say, no, we must know who you are and we must know the people that you are giving access to on your platform, or else they will give you silver bangle, which is scuffling, which is, what's it called? What's it called? This thing that police used to arrest people. I've forgotten the name because I don't know that aspect of life. Okay. Let me see if somebody can remind me. Okay, don't worry, we'll come to the capstone project. Don't worry, we'll come to it. Yeah, so Monero, I've forgotten. If you can remember, you can type it so that your friends will see. This stuff that police used to lock people's hand when they arrest them. I don't know the aspect of life, honestly. Okay, so Monero and Zcash, they use ring signature and stealth addresses to enhance transaction privacy. They also employ zero stack knowledge proof. Okay, zero knowledge proof. Okay, go and read about it so that you get more information about it. Okay, privacy coins also face regulatory challenges due to their potential use in illicit activities. Privacy is good, but can you stay in the confines of the law? So scrutiny is also another consideration where it involves protecting the network from attack and ensuring integrity and immutability of data. Another thing you should check is 51% attacks, smart contract vulnerability, cyber attack, and the rest of them. There's also the DAO attack. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization which is built on Ethereum blockchain and designed to function as a global organization where anybody can come and vote. You don't need anybody, you don't need to know anybody to have a voice. That's how a DAO works. And your vote can count. A DAO is trying to present true democracy on the blockchain, but they also have some challenges. So you need to look into all of that. Some DAOs can also be exploited by people that have a larger volume or a larger share on the network. Okay. After the DAO attack that occurred, it led to a controversial fork of the Ethereum blockchain. So the Ethereum Classic came, Ethereum Hybrid 2, and the rest of them. Lots of forks came on the Ethereum blockchain, gave rise to Polygon and many other variants that came on the Ethereum blockchain. All right. So some best practices to look at: minimize data. You can build on the Lightning Network. Layer 2 solutions have also come on the blockchain that help to improve on the limitations on the blockchain. Audit your code. Do bug bounties so you can get people to come and try your app or your product and see the weaknesses. Then you can give prices to them, then improve on what you have done. Okay? Improve from proof of work to proof of stake or delegated proof of stake. So we are going to stop there. Next week, we'll touch on regulatory challenges and future trends so that we can conclude this second phase tomorrow. Thank you, Aminu. Thank you, Rabiu. Yes, Rabia, handcuffs. I've forgotten about it. So let's quickly look at this issue of your capstone project again, because some people have to go for prayer now. So if you go into your Google Docs, look for the file BTC106. BTC106. If you go to your Google Docs, look for the file BTC106. Your capstone project group document is there. Okay, your capstone project group document is there. So look for the file BTC, the folder BTC106. You will see your capstone project group document. So we have 28 groups, group 1 to 28. Search for your name. You will see your name there and you will see your group. Okay? Create a WhatsApp group. Put all yourself in your WhatsApp group and choose a topic. Go to the bottom of that document. You will see about 20 project ideas. Choose one of the project ideas that you feel your group can work with. Agree amongst yourself. Take one topic and research on it. Deadline is September 15. Deadline for submission is September 15. If your project is ready before then, you can submit. But deadline is September 15. You are submitting it to my email. We'll share the email again. Only one submission, only one person should submit. That is the group team lead. The group team lead is the person that should submit. September 15th is the deadline to submit your project, your capstone project. Okay? We are going to be sharing the test link very soon, so you can start your test, your second test. Admin is going to share it with you. It is already in the hands of the admin. They're going to share it with you. Once they share it with you, the test portal has opened, and it is open until Sunday midnight, 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. The portal will close. If you don't do your test between now and then, please, there's nothing we can do about that. Fill in your details. We have extended the time. For you. So you have 1.5 hours for the test. Fill in your details. We gave a global timing now, so not 3 minutes per question. So you have enough time. But make sure you try it early. Attend all questions. All questions carry equal weight. It's also 20 points. If you miss the first quiz, you can do this one and you'll be able to maybe still catch up. Your capstone project is very important. It's the highest scoring aspect of this program. Okay, so please do well to follow up. Next week, we will be concluding blockchain compliance policy and regulation. Then the upper week, we will start blockchain marketing. That one will do it very short as well, just 2 weeks. They will now go into programming. We are going into programming when you would have chosen your topic and everything. So throughout the month of August, we'll be talking about programming. Then September, we will conclude with DeFi and crypto. Okay, so that by October we're rounding up, we would have started putting your results together. You still have 4 more tests or 3 more tests to go. You still have on that test on this compliance policy and regulation. You have on that test on marketing. You have on that test on programming, right? Yes, then your capstone project. So follow it up. So please go into your Google Drive and check the 106. You will see the document that your group is. So please go there and select and identify your group, create a WhatsApp group, add yourselves there and start communicating. Okay, if your name is not in the capstone project group, follow me on LinkedIn, because I check LinkedIn more than email. Follow me on LinkedIn and write there that your name is not in the capstone project group. Write your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number, and your student ID. That's all I need from you. Write your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email, and your student ID. Your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email, and your student ID. Okay, you can put your state. You can put your state of origin, just as it is in the document anyway. You can put your state of origin. You can also, your state of residence. Your state of residence. You can put your state of residence. So your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email, your student ID, your state of residence, and write if you are a blockchain programmer. The reason why we need to know if you are a blockchain programmer is so that we can assign you to at least one group. You must belong to at least one group. All right. So I think we have done justice to this. If your email is not correct, if your name is not correct, reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is Jude Ozegbe, just as you are seeing on your screen. Follow me on LinkedIn and drop your message on the email. If you send me an email, I may not see it quick because I usually have hundreds, thousands of mails dropping in my email. And I cannot give you my business email because this is not the place for that. All right. Okay, so we'll see again next week. Thank you for coming for today's class. We appreciate all of you, and thanks to all our sponsors for making today another exceptional day. Thanks to our admin, our technical team. We appreciate you all. So till we see next week, have a great time. God bless you. Do well to attend your quiz. Quiz will shut down on Sunday midnight. If you miss this quiz, there's no makeup quiz because we've been announcing it for about 2 weeks. Okay. All right then. Thank you and God bless you.